on the map element of Groundwork. So you're going to want to, on the left-hand side, scroll all the way down until you see map, into map. And this is the standard view. And once it loads, you can see that you have all your different customers and their location. In the right-hand corner, you can search in client. And you can click and go into the client and find them. Or you can also alternatively go and just search up an address. And this will also take you to a location. You can search by addresses of your CRM or just general addresses like that shown. The map can sometimes be a little slow loading, so just be aware of that. Okay, next, in this top left-hand side, you can click here, and you can see your layers. You can add parcels and have those view. Buildings, which, if you scroll in, buildings are a red outline for where it thinks the buildings are. Not always the best, but it is there if you need it. Sentinel pixel grid is a grid to show you where sentinel pixels are coming from Copernicus. This feeds into the next thing. Down below, these are the values, spectral indices coming from Copernicus. NDVI is the spectral imagery showing you health of plants. And this is where the boxes are useful because, as you can see, they are pixels and do not have best of precision. NDSI is the amount of snow. Leaf drops is still in development, but that will show, hopefully, amount of leaves fall. And SAVI, I believe, is a better NDVI, basically. You can turn on and off customers and leads right there. Next, moving down, as you can see, here's your legend of different customers and leads. Here, you can play around with the base map. County data is a conjunction of the county plus state if there's no county. Some counties, like Kent County, have higher precision. Some counties, I know, do not have as good precision as Michigan, so you might want to switch to Michigan. Image hybrid, standard NDVI, NAIP is the entire country, and I believe image hybrid is the entire country going through the same hybridization as activities. You can change street to different layers if you want. For example, you can change to streets like this, and that will show you the street view. Clicking here to graph table, this will show you the different estimated areas. Charts there's nothing here for charts, and bookmarks is save views and things like that. Next, moving down to Map Builder. Map Builder is right here. It is the key for designing things and basically the site photos. If you scroll into a house, for example, this one, you can do various things. You can add a tree, which will do when you click, you can draw a circle. And I'll discard this. If you click this draw area, it will select and you can do polygons. And you can click that polygon. Over here, you can do lawn, driveway, sidewalk, bed, and various other sections. Add name and customer and all that stuff. These are some cleanups you can do if you want to simplify subtle, simplify strong, square up to road. Those are more useful when the computer is doing the modification or estimation. Next, draw a line is for linear feet, and you can add those and hit enter to exit that. And you can do edging, curve, and functions very simply. Next, you can annotate. You can put in an arrow and hit enter again to enter it. And then once you add it to a person and click save, the arrow will appear. Snow piles. Same thing, you click there, you click your client and your address, hit save, and your snow pile appears. And that's self-explanatory. Text, you can put in a text, and when you click, you can put in a note, and then pick a customer, and hit save on that, and there appears your note. To edit it, you can just click into it, or hit cancel, then you can click into it, and then you can edit and save and delete. Moving down, for draw area, when you turn on parcels, and you use, as you do here, it'll take a minute to load if this county has parcels. But when it loads, your draw area will snap to parcels and other drawn areas. So like right here, you can see as that snaps, if I get my mouse close, it snaps it. If you do not want, you can hit the shift button and it will no longer snap it. I will show you, and it will also do that if you just missed an area, and it will follow the parcel border. This is more useful for curves when it's not very nice to, I don't know, to set it up to the border. And when you click save, if you're to draw an area again, this will snap just like a parcel. And I'll discard that. Next, I'm going to go ahead and delete this. You can hit delete or discard. I will discard, removes the changes that you have made. If you need to, you can click onto a parcel and hit this edit boundary, and you can move this up to the road. Just like that, and save. And then to see the effects, you'll need to reload the page. Oh, no, it'll take a minute. I was wrong there. You can add a parcel here. I don't envision you needed much. Lock puts you in a locked view so you can no longer move it around. Finally, you have these two buttons called Auto Detect and Assign, and Magic Select. So what the Auto Detect does is it will attempt to detect the areas, and the Detect and Assign will attempt to assign it to a nearby person. So for example, if I go to Byron Meadows here, I can click and say, here, I'm going to click Detect and Assign, and this will take a minute. It will load in. This one is doing it based on different spectral elements, like I think it uses UV and infrared and various elements like that. So as you can see over here, where it thought Byron Meadows was, you can see the different lines. If you need to click into it, you can click onto an element, and then all your lines should appear. Yeah, right there. It can take a minute. And this is where the simplifying buttons comes in. You can simplify it or do various editing here. You can cut a hole if it did something that it didn't need to, like here. It did not need that area. Very lightly done. And when you click done, you see now that hole's there. And if you want to save, you can click here, save. This redefine edges with AI will slowly go through iteratively to try and make the lines a little better. And I'm going to hit cancel. Alternatively, there's this magic select. This magic select uses a trained algorithm, and when you click in an area, it will try, it's not always the best at it, but it will try to guess at the different color spectrums to get a good identified model. So right there, you can see it did pretty well right there and correctly identified that area. And then you just go through and your standard saving. Okay, this to the road is a little thing to modify these. So the to the road should, so that was the magic select. Additionally, you can click here to copy a link, and this link will be coded to that longitude and latitude of that site. So you can draw to it or click to it. Up here, you can see because I'm in Byron Meadows, it is using the surfaces that I've drawn for Byron Meadows up here in the property surfaces. And that is the map builder. Roads pulls up here, move down to here, pulls from MDOT. And this is the MDOT data for the various roads. This, I don't know if you will use this much. This was the data for this was more pulled in for the route optimization, but I added it here just in case you felt you needed it. These are traffic cameras, so you can check on the traffic. These are not updated consistent, as it says here, or not here, as it says in some of them, they are not continuously updated. But these will give you, according to Michigan Department of Transport, what it says for where construction is and various incidents. Moving down to cruise. Cruise is a location of where your different crews should be. I haven't tested this, but you have your live location, which is based on the GPS of their phone. You have their at job, which is based on when they're clocked in, and gray is when they're scheduled. Competitors is a page for visualizing where your competitors are. You can have your confidence zones, coverage areas, your heat map, which like that, or your reach circle. Various ways to modify that. And you can add a client to different competitors, right? By clicking that add right here, and it says, and you're just going to want to separate them with their addresses. Down here, you can add a competitor. And finally, you have weather. Weather pulls from, I believe, U.S. government, and we'll have three things up here. The amount it has snowed since last cleared, the GDD, which is a temperature, basically a value used from the temperature to estimate what stage of things the plant is in. Basically, how this will eventually work is when you go to a site, will automatically be mowed or something like that, which will decrease the GDD. Or same thing for plowing, but there's been no snow in the past week, so there won't be anything that I can show you there. Model depth is just how deep it thinks it is through running through some algorithm. And that is the map feature of the Groundwork.